Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Journalist Toolbox training. I'm Mike Reilley, the founder and editor of the Journalist Toolbox. And this is the first of a two-part series on trainings on COVID-19 and coronavirus coverage tools. We'll walk you through some really cool data tools and fact-checking tools, all kinds of really interesting things. First, I want to show you where you can find tools like this on the Journalist Toolbox. You can find them out here on the homepage in the main section, also on our rail. Down here on the left-hand side, it may soon be on your right-hand side, coronavirus and COVID-19 archives. And if you go into those archives, we have more than 350 resources in there. It's broken down by different topics, data and research, media coverage, social media coverage, fact-checking resources, student media resources, other journalism organizations and what they're sharing for resources. Also flu resources and other outbreaks, things like SARS and Ebola. We also have the 1918 pandemic, some of the research and historical information on that as well. And when you open these pages up, there's just a wealth of data in here and resources, hundreds of links with little descriptions with them to help you better find reliable information. So the tools we're going to look at today is the ProPublica database on tracking federal purchases to fight the coronavirus. Our World in Data, which has some great dashboards and data sets that you can download on coronavirus, and also the country comparator. I'll also look at the end, we'll look at some virus fact-checking tools as well. And you can find all this at journalisttoolbox.org. So let's dig into this ProPublica database. Derek Willis and some of the data visualists at ProPublica built this tool. It's a huge database that allows you to go in and track federal purchases that companies are making and agencies are making that are related to the coronavirus. Everything from testing to research for finding a vaccine, all kinds of stuff. And so far, there have been $14.7 billion committed to this, over 6,431 contracts. There's a lot of money changing hands here. You can type in, maybe locally you have something like an Abbott Laboratories or Janssen Pharmaceuticals or something like that. I'll type in Abbott Labs and hit search, and you can go in here and it'll break down their different types of requests that they've made. Gives you a little description of them here and the amount of money. Some of these are smaller contracts. Some of these are well into the millions. You can go in and open up on the link there, and it gets into much more detailed information, where the contract is made, because many of these labs are from all over the country. They have locations all over, how much it is, what it's going to, the date it's effective, what government agency or what department is funding it. Again, it's just a huge database, and if you're tracking the money as far as testing, coming up with the vaccine, things like that, this is a really good place to be searching on a regular basis. So that's the ProPublica Tracking Federal Purchases database. Great tool. One of my favorite resources, and one of our other training videos, we explore this tool, our worldindata.org. And this website has just tons of data sets on everything from demographics that pulls from census data, food and agriculture, all kinds of different topics up here and subtopics. You can just spend hours going through and pulling data out of these little topic areas here, or you can do broader searches. You also can go down here, and they have a special section on coronavirus and the pandemic data explorer. They also have some video explainers in here, which are really good on how to interpret coronavirus data. Worth a watch, a very short little training video, slide decks that explain the data as well. And also this coronavirus pandemic data explorer. And this is just a really, really great tool. It gives you access not only to graphics that you can embed, but also the data itself. Down here in the lower right has a share button that allows you to embed the map or share it to a social media channel. The little arrow here allows you to download the graphic as a PNG file. I'll show you in a minute how you can also go in and download the actual data sets. But as you can see, it's set here to confirmed deaths. I can switch that over to tests. I can also add and deselect specific countries that I want to here. I can also type in the search bar up here to add one. and it will add the various countries to the chart. And as you can see, it's interactive. So when you roll over it, you can see the cases, or the number of tests in this case. Confirmed cases, this graphic will look a little different. US starting to level off a bit. Confirmed deaths, right there, starting to level as well. You can also break this down per million people, so it reflects the population as a factor. You also can go up here and start clicking on some of these different subjects just above it, and you can find that you can download the data sets as CSV files, Excel files, and JSON files. If it's a shape file, maybe something related to a map. So all kinds of great data sets in here, very easy to use and good way to compare different countries, compare different data sets, things like that. Very little coding needed other than taking embed code and putting it onto your web page. So that's ourworldindata.org. Not only good for COVID-19 research, but also other data sets as well. Great little tool. This next one I want to show you is this country comparator. It's got kind of a long web address here, and don't worry, all these web addresses are available in the description in the YouTube channel for this video. So you can just click on the links in there and it'll take you to these pages. As you can see, this is a very long GitHub address. And this one allows you to go in and compare by country. You can look at how many people are currently sick, deceased, how many have recovered by country, confirmed. You can see this purple line here is the US. The scale or the legend is right down here at the bottom. Many of these are animated as well. You can drag them over a certain period of time and condense the dates to focus only on maybe a week or a few days. You can also adjust how you see the chart. This is a linear chart that you're looking at right now. We can also look at daily numbers, logarithmic charts as well. So you can really adjust what you're looking at. Multiples is an interesting one too, because it breaks out and has a nice dashboard, but it breaks down each country separately. So you can kind of see them broken out separately as opposed to layered on top of each other as a series here. So really a lot of options here with this tool. Good for comparing data and data sets, because you can pull the data sets right on these, comparing various countries, maybe in Europe. As you can see here, the US has more deceased than many of these other countries combined, obviously with a larger population, but still a lot of deaths. So that's the coronavirus country comparator. It uses Johns Hopkins University data sets, very reliable data, very cool little tool. I also wanted to mention too the Google or the Journalist Toolbox fact-checking the virus section, which you can access out of our archives. Has a lot of great tools from First Draft News. There's also this great misinformation tool that Dr. Joe Smicer has built. Really, really cool resource. The National Press Foundation sponsored this and has it up. And if you go there, what it does is pulls from a variety of social media channels and targets statements and claims that are misinformed. They're spreading misinformation, bad information, bad data about the coronavirus and COVID-19, cures, testing, all kinds of stuff. And this is a really good thing if you've got somebody that's handling social media coverage of the virus and the pandemic as a whole. Have this panel open on this dashboard running on their browser as they're updating. You can go in here, adjust the dates up here at the top. So some really cool tools here. We've got some more in a second video that's coming in a little bit, and we'll be back with you very soon.